guys, welcome to the next video in the GMAT Master series. Now we are going to discuss one or two concepts in critical reasoning. So starting with something called the concept of a sufficient condition and a necessary condition. So what do I mean by these two things? What is a necessary condition? Let's take an example. So if you want to score 700 plus on the GMAT, you must take 10 practice tests. If you don't take these 10 tests, you will most definitely not score a 700. Let's say that is the stimulus given to you, that's the information given to you. So if you don't take these 10 tests, there is no way you will score a 700 plus. So now, what can you infer about a student who has taken these tests? Can we infer that the student will definitely score a 700 plus? You can't actually infer that. That would be an incorrect inference. The student may or may not score a 700 plus. But what can you infer about a student who has not taken these tests? Then you can definitely infer that this student will definitely not score 700 plus. Because that's what the stimulus is saying. That if you don't take these, you will definitely not score a 700. Does not mean that if you take these, you will definitely score a 700. It's like saying if you don't work hard, you won't become successful. Does not mean that if you work hard, you will definitely become successful. So that's basically the concept of a necessary condition. And what is a sufficient condition then? Let's take another stimulus. If you study from Aristotle books, you will most definitely score a 700 plus on the GMAT. Let's say that's what I'm saying. So then what can you infer about a student who has used Aristotle books? Well, that person will definitely score 700 plus. That's what the stimulus says. But what can you infer about someone who has not used Aristotle books? Can I infer that this person will never score a 700 plus? Absolutely not. The person still may or may not score 700 plus. So in this case, the Aristotle books are a sufficient condition to get a 700 score, but they are not a necessary condition. Even without them, you could reach a 700. So that is a necessary condition and a sufficient condition. There's a difference between the two. Some things could be sufficient but not necessary, and some things could be necessary but not sufficient. For example, to survive on this planet, oxygen is necessary but not sufficient. You need a few other things also in order to survive. Nutrition, for example. So to sum it up, this is how the rules work. For a necessary condition, if X takes place, Y may or may not take place. It might take place. But if X does not take place, Y will definitely not take place. And in a sufficient condition, if X takes place, Y will definitely take place. But if X does not take place, Y may or may not take place. So go back to the examples in the previous slide if you're getting confused, and you will understand it's fairly straightforward and it's not tested too much on the GMAT, but I've seen one or two questions where if you don't know this concept, you can get extremely confused. So I hope you've learned something new in this video, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Cheers.